Good morning, dear students. I hope all of you studying well at home. So, we are at the end of our syllabus. Let's start to discuss about the last chapter that is chemical coordination and integration. So, chemical coordination and integration. So, in this chapter we have to discuss about the endocrine glands. Endocrine glands. Okay. So, what are endocrine glands? So, endocrine glands. These endocrine glands are the ductless glands which synthesize and secretes the chemical substances called hormones and released directly into the blood for transport to the target tissues or organs here. So, what are ductless glands? Of course, I told you endocrine glands are the ductless glands, the glands which do not have the ducts. So, they secretes the hormones and released into the blood to transport to the target organs. So, target organs means the organs which are their activity or secretory activities are controlled by the hormones here. So, endocrine glands are the ductless glands which secretes the hormones directly released into the blood of the body. So, what are hormones then? The second concept of this concept. So, as I told you, the hormones are the chemical substances secreted by the endocrine glands here. So, that is released to that's some chemical substances which are secreted by the endocrine glands directly released to the blood here. So, these hormones are also called as chemical messengers. Chemical messengers. Okay. So, hormones are also called as chemical messengers because they carry the chemical message from one part of the body to the another part and also regulate the activities, physiological activities of the target organ. So, that is why these are also referred as chemical regulators. Chemical regulators. The endocrine glands which secretes the chemical substances called hormones. Those hormones carries the chemical messages from one part of the body to the another part. That's why they are called as chemical messengers and also regulate the secretory activities of the endocrine glands. For that reason, hormones are also referred as regulators or chemical regulators here. The study of this endocrine glands is called as endocrinology. Endocrinology. Okay, the study of the endocrine glands is called endocrinology. Thomas Edison regarded as the father of endocrinology here. So, on the basis of chemical nature of the hormones are classified into four types. Okay, so on the basis of the chemical nature of the hormones are classified into four types. The first one, peptides and proteins. Peptides and proteins. Okay. So, example, peptides and proteins. So, insulin, glycagon, pituitary glands are the best examples for peptides and proteins here. The second type of hormones which are classified on the basis of the chemical nature, steroids. Whatever the animals have the sexual hormones like testosterone, estrogen and progesterones, they are referred as steroids here. So, then the third one, amino acid derivatives. Amino acid derivatives here. Amino acid derivatives, examples for amino acid derivatives are the hormones which are secreted by the adrenal glands, that is epinephrine and norepinephrines. So then the fourth one, iodothyronins. So example, thyroxine hormone which are secreted by the thyroid glands. So we will discuss about those hormones in detail in the next moment. So anyhow, the hormones are classified into 4 types on the basis of their chemical nature. First one, peptides and proteins. Second one, steroids. Then amino acid derivatives. Then thyronins. Okay. So endocrine. So basic aspects of endocrine glands. So endocrine gland secretes the chemical substances called hormones. Those hormones carries the chemical messengers from one part of the body to the another part and regulates the physiological activities of other endocrine glands. The study of those endocrine glands is called endocrinology. Thomas Edison, he is regarded as the father of this endocrinology. As I told you, the hormones are classified into 4 types on the basis of the chemical nature of hormones, peptides and proteins, steroids, amino acid derivatives, tyrosines. Okay, so let's know about the human endocrine system. So, dear students, our human body consists mainly 9 major endocrine glands. They together constitute the endocrine glands of human system or human endocrine system. Let's list out those major endocrine glands of human system. There are 9 major endocrine glands. First one, hypothalamus. Second one, pituitary glands. Third, pineal glands. Fourth one, thyroid. Fifth one, parathyroid. Sixth one, thymus gland. Seventh one, adrenal glands. Eighth one, testes and ovaries. And the last gland is pancreas. So, first one, hypothalamus. Second one, pituitary glands. Third gland, that is pineal gland. Fourth one, thyroid gland. Fifth one, parathyroid gland. Sixth one, thymus gland. Seventh one, adrenal gland. Then the eighth one, testes and ovaries. Then the ninth one, pancreas. So, this is the list of the major endocrine glands of our body. That is human system. So, in our syllabus, according to our syllabus, we have to discuss about the hormones secreted by these 9 endocrine glands along with their function. Let's start to discuss about these endocrine glands one by one. The first one, hypothalamus. Okay. So in my last class, while discussing about the structure of brain, I told you, so our brain consists mainly 3 parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. So this hypothalamus gland is a part of forebrain just located below the thalamus. Okay, so hypothalamus is the part of our forebrain just located below the forebrain here. So this hypothalamus consists group of several neurosecretory cells called nuclei. So hypothalamus secretes the several group of neurosecretory cells called nuclei. These secretory cells, neurosecretory cells, secretes release two types of hormones called, first one releasing hormone, then the second one inhibiting hormones. Releasing hormones and inhibiting hormones. So releasing hormones, which are secreted by the hypothalamus, stimulates the function what I explained now. So these releasing hormones stimulates the pituitary glands to release gonadotrophin releasing hormones. They are commonly referred as GnRH. These gonadotrophins these are the releasing hormones which release the hormones like LH and FSH. LH means luteinizing hormone, FSH means follicle stimulating hormone. So releasing hormones stimulates the pituitary gland, that gland present or located just below the hypothalamus of our forebrain. So that pituitary gland stimulated by the releasing hormone to release the gonadotrophins. Those gonadotrophin releasing hormones secretes the hormones called LH, that is luteinizing hormone, then the second one FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone. So as inhibiting hormones, the second type of hormone secreted by the hypothalamus. So inhibiting means preventing. So these hormones prevents the secretion of other hormones. For example, somatostatin. It is the hormone released by the hypothalamus, inhibits the secretion of growth hormones released by thyroid glands here. So this is about the hypothalamus here. So let's know about the second hormone. So hypothalamus is the first endocrine gland, part of our forebrain, just located or situated below the thalamus. It consists a group of neurosecretory cells called nuclei, release two types of hormones, that is first one releasing hormone, then the second one is inhibiting hormones. Inhibition means preventing the secretion of the hormones by other types of endocrine glands here. So this is about the first one. Let's move on to discuss about the second hormone, that is, let me write here only, it may not visible to you at that side. So see, the second hormone, that is pituitary hormone. Okay, these pituitary hormones just located at the base of the brain, just below the thalamus of our brain. So last class alli ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಥಾಲಮಸ್ ಹೈಪೋಥಾಲಮಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಈಗ. So just below the thalamus, these pituitary glands are present. So these pituitary glands are also referred as master glands, because these pituitary glands are also referred as master glands because pituitary glands controls or regulates the secretory activities of other endocrine glands also. One mark ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ನಿಮಗೆ, mention the mastery glands of human endocrine system like that, or why why pituitary glands are also called as master glands? Because pituitary glands controls or regulate the activities of other endocrine glands also. For that reason they are referred as master glands here. So here pituitary glands consist mainly two parts: pituitary, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. Okay. So pituitary glands consist mainly two parts: anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. So anterior pituitary, it is also known as adenohypophysis. Posterior pituitary is also known as neurohypophysis. Okay, so anterior pituitary, it is also known as adenohypophysis. This adenohypophysis of our pituitary glands secretes several hormones. So we have to discuss about those hormones along with the function now. The first hormone which is secreted by the adenohypophysis is growth hormone, GH. It is commonly called as GH. So first hormone which is secreted by adenohypophysis is growth hormone. So the over secretion of this growth hormone, may leads to the abnormality that is called as gigantism. Okay, over secretion or hyper secretion of the growth hormone may leads to the abnormal growth of the body, that is called as gigantism. Hyposecretion or under secretion or less secretion of these growth hormone will leads to the, of course, the abnormal development, that is called as dwarfism. That is it is also known as stunted growth. Dwarfism is the stunted growth that is happen because of the less secretion of growth hormone. So this is about the first hormone, that is growth hormone. Then the second hormone secreted by adenohypophysis is PRL. It is commonly called as PRL. PRL means prolactin. Prolactin, which stimulates the growth of the mammary glands of females, and also it helps in the formation of milk within the mammary glands. That is the main function of prolactin. Then the third one, PSH. That is TSH. Okay, so TSH means thyroid stimulating hormone. This thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates the secretion of thyroxine here. So about the function of thyroxine we will discuss later in detail. The third important hormone hormone which is secreted by adenohypophysis. Then the fourth hormone which is secreted by anterior pituitary, that is ACTH. ACTH means adrenocorticotropic hormone. This adrenocorticotropic hormone stimulates the thyroid glands to secrete glucocorticoids. Okay, so then the fifth one, that is LH. LH means the luteinizing hormone. In case of male, this luteinizing hormone stimulates the production of androgens, whereas in case of females, luteinizing hormones stimulates the formation of ovum, that is called as ovulation. So in case of females, at the time of menstruation cycle, so 14-day formation of ovum occurs, that is called as ovulation. The formation of that ovum or the ovulation is regulated by the luteinizing hormone in case of females. So, then the sixth important hormone, that is FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. So, this follicle stimulating hormone secreted by anterior pituitary. So, in case of males, it stimulates the spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means the formation of sperms in testes of males. So, that is regulated by the follicle stimulating hormone, whereas in case of females, the growth and development of the ovarian follicles well regulated by the follicle stimulating hormone. So, this is an important function of the FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone. So, see here, these are the important 6 hormones which are secreted by the anterior pituitary, is also known as adenohypophysis. Growth hormone, prolactin, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotrophic hormone, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. So, you may have question about this concept in your examination for 5 marks. They may ask like that, explain the hormones secreted by adenohypophysis or anterior pituitary. Then you have to explain these 6 hormones in detail along with their function. Okay, then let's move to discuss about the posterior pituitary. This posterior pituitary, it is also known as neurohypophysis. Neurohypophysis secretes 2 types of hormones. First one is oxytocin, second one vasopressin. So, posterior pituitary, as I told you, it is also known as neurohypophysis. This posterior pituitary secrete 2 types of hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. So, what is the function of oxytocin hormone which is secreted by pituitary, anterior pituitary here? So, oxytocin acts on the smooth muscles. In our previous classes, we discussed about the types of muscles, smooth, skeletal and cardiac muscles. So, these oxytocin acts on the smooth muscles. For example, these oxytocin stimulates the contraction, helps in the contraction of uterus muscles during the birth of child. That is the main function of oxytocin. Then the vasopressin, so they are act mainly on the kidney, at the kidney. So, where they take part in the reabsorption of water, thereby vasopressin hormone reduces the loss of water through urine. That is the main function of vasopressin at kidney. That is why, because of this function, vasopressin are also referred as ADH. Vasopressin hormones are also referred as ADH, means antidiuretic hormone. Why they are referred as antidiuretic hormone? Because vasopressin take part in the reabsorption of water, thereby they reduces the loss of water through urine. That's why they are referred as ADH here, antidiuretic hormone. So, this is about the pituitary glands. So, here pituitary glands, they are referred as master glands because they control the activities of other endocrine glands also. Consists mainly 2 parts, that is adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. These are the hormones which are secreted by the respective parts of the pituitary glands here. Okay, then let's start to discuss about the third endocrine gland of human system, that is pineal gland. So, simple, the pineal gland in our body secretes a hormone called melatonin. So, pineal gland ಏನಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಲಟೋನಿನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅನ್ನು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಲಟೋನಿನ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಲಟೋನಿನ್ regulates the sleep wake cycle in our body. So the sleep wake cycle is also called as diurnal cycle. Sleep wake cycle is also called as diurnal cycle. What is the meaning of the sleep wake cycle? ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಿಲೋ ಏಜ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಬಂದು ತುಂಬ ಹೊತ್ತು ಮಲಗಿದಾಗ, ಸೊ ಎದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ದೇ ಮೇ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನೈಟ್ ಆರ್ ಡೇ. Immediately they may go to take bath and brush, because the less secretion of this melatonin hormone by pineal gland. After the particular age, the proper secretion of proper level of this melatonin hormones secreted by the pineal gland will completely regulate the sleep wake cycle. Andre so ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹಗಲು ಯಾವುದು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಯಾವುದು. that sense may clearly recognized by the body. That is because of the cycle whatever we have within our body called diurnal cycle. So this cycle is also called as circadian cycle. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, mention the function of pineal gland of human endocrine system. The main function is a function of pineal gland is the regulation of the circadian cycle in human body. That is called as sleep wake up cycle. So this is about the pineal gland, which secretes the hormone called melatonin, which regulates the circadian cycle or diurnal cycle or sleep wake cycle in the human body. So let's know about the fourth endocrine gland. So fourth endocrine gland, that is thyroid gland. Okay. So these thyroid glands, a pair of thyroid glands present on either side of our trachea. So like here, so we have the pair of thyroid glands on either side of trachea, just below the voice box. So the thyroid gland secretes the hormone called thyroxine. Okay. So thyroid glands, pair of thyroid glands present on either side of the trachea, just below the voice box, will secrete the hormone called thyroxine. The over secretion of this thyroxine is called as hyperthyroidism. Okay. Then what is hyperthyroidism? As I told you, the over secretion or more secretion of this thyroxine hormone during the cancer. If a individual suffering from the cancer tumor at the trachea region or any type of other nodules, that will stimulates the secretion more quantity of thyroxine hormone. So that leads to the disorder called toxic goiter. So hyperthyroidism during cancer, because of the cancer tumors or any other types of nodules present in our thyroid gland, will stimulate the more secretion of thyroxine. That leads to the disorder or abnormality called toxic goiter. Whereas the second type, the condition, if the thyroid gland secretes less thyroxine hormones in the through the thyroid gland, that condition is called as hypothyroidism. So hypothyroidism is mainly because of the less secretion of thyroxine is mainly because of the deficiency of iodine in our diet. And the iodine deficiency nammalla adaga body nalla adaga, so hypothyroidism agutte. So hypothyroidism is mainly because of the deficiency of iodine. It leads to mainly two types of abnormalities or disorders in our body. So the first one is goiter. Goiter. ಸೊ ಗಂಟಲಲ್ಲಿ ಊದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗಳಗಂಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಗಾಯ್ಟರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಸಾರ್ಡರ್ happened because of the hypothyroidism condition. So it is the enlargement of the thyroid gland. So enlargement of thyroid gland because of the less secretion of thyroxine hormone by the thyroid gland due to the deficiency of iodine is called goiter. Then the second disorder. So if a pregnant lady having the iodine deficiency, automatically obviously that impacts her negatively on the baby which is present in the womb of that mother. So that child may born with growth retardation or abnormality. That condition is called as cretinism. So now these two disorders, goiter and cretinism, are because of the deficiency of iodine in our diet. So always we have to be careful about the diet. So always we have to balance our electrolytes, whatever we have the electrolytes in our body, that should be maintained by us through taking the nutritious food, that is balanced diet, because of these reasons only here. So this is about the hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism. Let's want to discuss about the fifth endocrine gland of human system, that is parathyroid gland. So see students, parathyroid glands. So these glands secretes the hormones called PTH. So PTH means parathyroid hormones. Parathyroid hormones. So these parathyroid hormones secreted by the parathyroid gland of our body, the function of PTH in our body is the regulation of calcium ions present in the plasma of blood. The important function of the parathyroid hormones which are secreted by the parathyroid glands. The fifth human endocrine gland is parathyroid gland here. So only parathyroid hormone is released by this gland which regulate or stimulates the level of calcium ions within the plasma. So this is about the fifth gland. Then let's move on to discuss about the sixth gland, that is thyroid. Thymus gland. So dear students, the thymus gland located on the dorsal side of our heart. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ನ ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಥೈಮಸ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಥೈಮಸ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಥೈಮೋಸಿನ್ಸ್. So thymosins hormones will play a major role in our immune system. So these thymus glands which secretes the thymosins play a major role. They play a very important role in the immune system. So what is immunity? So immunity means, so in Kannada it is called as Roga Nirodhaka Shakti. So this immunity is the resistance power or defensive mechanism whatever we have within our body in order to fight against the pathogens or the disease causing organisms. Okay, so these thymosins will play in that type of immune system here. So our immune system, human immune system, consists T lymphocytes, lymphocytes and antibodies, antibodies. So this differentiation within the immune system of human beings happen by the thymosin hormone secreted by the thymus gland. Differentiation of T lymphocytes like T helper cells, memory cells, like that differentiation of all those T lymphocytes is happened by the thymosins. Thymosins stimulates the differentiation of T lymphocytes within our immune system. Then the second one, so production, it promotes the production of antibodies within our immune system. So whatever we have the immune system where differentiation of T lymphocytes and the production of antibodies in order to fight against the pathogens will possible by the thymosins hormones which are secreted by the thymus gland. So main function of the thymus gland whatever we have in our body here. So okay, let's discuss about the seventh endocrine gland, that is adrenal gland. Adrenal gland. Yes, adrenal glands. Okay. So these adrenal glands present on either side of the anterior part of our kidney. So these adrenal glands of course having two important parts, adrenal medulla and adrenal cortex. Okay, so seventh important endocrine gland of human system is the adrenal gland. So these adrenal gland present on either side of the kidney, anterior part of the kidney. So consists mainly two parts, adrenal medulla and adrenal cortex here. So here adrenal medulla, let's know about the adrenal medulla first. Adrenal medulla secretes two types of hormones. First one, adrenaline. Second one, noradrenaline. Okay. So adrenal medulla, the first part of the adrenal gland of human system consists or the secretes adrenaline, two types of hormones, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Adrenaline hormone, it is also called as epinephrine. Whereas noradrenaline hormones which are secreted by the adrenal medulla called norepinephrine. These two important hormones secretes by the adrenal medulla of adrenal gland. So these two hormones are called as emergency hormones. Why these three hormones, adrenaline and noradrenaline or epinephrine or norepinephrine are also referred as emergency hormones. ಯಾಕೆ ಇವೆರಡು ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? Because these hormones secretes very rapidly during the stress, not only during the stress, during any other type of emergency conditions. That's why they are referred as emergency hormones. So ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಥರನೋ ಕೋಪ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಭಾಳ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ the epinephrine and norepinephrine hormones which are secreted by the adrenaline medulla secretes very rapidly. That's why they are referred as emergency hormones and also referred as 3F hormones. Iva 3F hormones anta kuda karitare. Why emergency hormones are also referred as 3F hormones? Because they maintain the situation in the emergency situation to fight against the or to struggle against the fight, flight and fright. So what it means actually? So fight, flight, fright. Fight ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೋರಾಡೋದು, flight means escape ಆಗೋದು through finding suitable solution of that situation. We have to escape from that situation. So then the last one is fright. While struggling or while finding out the solutions to that emergency condition, some sort of fear should be faced by the individual. That is panic condition, we can call it as. So 3F means, as I told you, fight, flight and fright. So on the emergency condition ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ 3 ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸಲೇಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್. Then fright. During that situation, we have to face, that is quite common, some sort of panic condition we have to face. That is called as fright. So during these 3 conditions, so adrenal medulla secretes rapidly these 2 types of hormones. That's why they are called as emergency hormones and also referred as 3F hormones here. Then let's know about the adrenal cortex here. So adrenal cortex, the second part of the adrenal gland, secretes the hormone called corticoids. Secretes the hormone called corticoids. So see students, adrenal cortex of adrenal gland secretes the type of hormones called corticoids. They perform 2 important functions. First one, gluconeogenesis. Then the second one, lipolysis. So gluconeogenesis is the first function which is performed by the corticoids. And the second function is lipolysis, performed by the corticoids which are secreted by the adrenal cortex. What is gluconeogenesis? Means the conversion of proteins and fats into glucose. That process or that function mechanism is referred as gluconeogenesis. Whereas lipolysis is also performed by the or regulated by the corticoids secreted by the adrenal glands. So means breaking down of the fats. That process is called as lipolysis. So this is about the adrenal glands here. So see here, adrenal glands mainly consists of adrenal medulla and adrenal cortex situated on either side of anterior part of our kidney. So adrenal medulla secretes mainly 2 important hormones, adrenaline and noradrenaline. These 2 hormones are also referred as emergency hormones and 3F hormones. I explain why they are referred as emergency now. Then the adrenal cortex releases a type of hormone called corticoids. These corticoids regulates or performs 2 important functions within the body. That is glyconeogenesis, means converts fats and proteins into glucose, and the lipolysis means breaks down the fat molecules. So while facing or rapid secretion of these 2 hormones, epinephrine and norepinephrine will increase the heartbeat, increase the respiration in our body. So like that we may feel the secretion of these 2 hormones within our body here. So these hormones create the alertness in our body. These are the important functions of the emergency hormones. So this is about adrenal gland. So it may ask for 3 marks to explain about the hormones released by adrenal gland in your examination. So be careful, understand clearly. Have understood? Okay. So let's know about the 8th endocrine gland of human system, testis and ovaries. Okay. So let's know about the testis first. Okay. In case of males, a pair of testes present. So pair of testes present like this. So these testes are covered by a pouch-like structure. These are the testes. Pair of testes present in case of male. So pair of testes covered by a pouch-like structure called scrotum here. So within the scrotum, testes present. So these testes consist Leydig cells. Okay. Leydig cells. These are also called as interstitial cells, which are secreted by the intertubular space present within the testis. So intertubular spaces will secrete the Leydig cells or interstitial cells, will secrete or will produce the group of steroid hormones called androgens, mainly testosterone. Okay. Let me explain once again. So here the pair of testes in case of male present within the pouch-like structures called scrotum. They secrete the Leydig cells. They are also known as interstitial cells. These Leydig cells produce the group of steroid hormones are called androgens, mainly testosterone. This testosterone hormone. So let's know about the function of this hormone, testosterone. So helps in spermatogenesis. ಏನು spermatogenesis ಅಂದ್ರೆ formation of sperms within the testis. Of course, within the testis, millions of sperms are formed. Thus, mechanism is called as spermatogenesis. So, testosterone, male sexual hormone, will regulate the production of sperms. That process is called as spermatogenesis. Then the second important function of testosterone is development of male secondary